and welcome to 261st meeting of Daily One Toastmasters. Hope you all are doing good. So today we don't have any guests in the meeting. So I would directly introduce you all to the Toastmaster of the day in today's meeting. He is Arun Gupta. He works in Defense Ministry and he has a very interesting theme for us today in which he will introduce us all to the Indian defense system, how it works and enrich all of us. The theme of the day is Defense of Motherland. So Arun is a Toastmaster since last year. So he's doing this role for the first time. So all the best to Arun. Over to you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today's theme is DOTM, like Defense of the Motherland. We are living in a country, but we don't know much about what is our defense system and who is defending to us, how our country is defending. Simple, our defense system is called Indian Armed Forces System. Indian Armed Forces System are divided in three categories, like Indian Army, Indian Navy, and Indian Air Force. But it is not sufficient to defend our country. And 1.4 million combats are working in our Ministry of Defense, who is defending the whole of the country, which is the second largest of the world. And our defense system is one of the fourth most powerful army system in the world. But the question is that who is responsible and who is doing this strengthness? I think DRDO is a department in defense, is a department in our defense system that is called Defense Research Organization System, who is working in India after 1980. But first thing is that since we have three parts of our defense, like Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force, and similarly, in today's meeting, we have three sessions, like prepared speech session, table topic session, and evaluation session. So we can compare that Indian Army is our prepared speech session, and Indian Navy is like our table topic session, and Indian Air Force is like our evaluation section. But one of the best department in our Indian defense system is Defense Research Development Organization, that is established in 1980. And one more thing is that before 1983, we have started a missile development program, but we did not get success. But in 1983, DRDO started an integrated guided missile development program under the leadership of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And then the defense is so strong. So simply we will compare DRDO like our auxiliary role players. Means auxiliary role players in today's meeting will strengthen the whole and entire meeting. So I will try to explain that there are two systems of missile. First is ballistic missile and second is cruise missile. What is ballistic missile? Ballistic missile goes through 45 degrees angle. You have to give the fuel only a little on a little way, means you have to boost up from 45 degrees, then after he will take the gravitational power and will target. But in cruise missile we have to submit and give the fuel for the entire target. That's why ballistic missile is from short to long range, and we cover from 0 to 6,000 kilometer. Means we cover through ballistic missile through the whole of Pakistan, China, and mid Europe and some part of Africa. This is the region of ballistic missiles. But the cruise missile is very faster. So I will deliberate everything through the auxiliary role players. So before going to prepared speech session, I would like to invite, I would like to describe the auxiliary role players. My first auxiliary role players are timer. Timer is like we can in today's meeting our timer is Toastmaster Shreya Avasthi. we can compare the role of timers as a Nag missile. Suppose and we can assume that our timers of the day are leading the leading the role of Nag missiles. Nag missiles has a function to anti-tank missile. He will target to tank, and its range is 3 to 7 kilometers. But a specific feature of tank is if you fix a target, then definitely he will cover. Then definitely he will get their aim. And similarly, the timer, if the time is decided and you are not following the rule of timer, then he will target to all the speakers. So I welcome to our timer of the day, Toastmaster Shreya Avasthi. Please come on the virtual stage and give the descriptions.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible?
Yes,
Confirm.
Yeah.
The famous French philosopher and mathematician Pascal once famously wrote, "If I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter." There are two key takeaways here. First, Pascal was a genius. He preached the philosophy of using fewer words and mathematics of length. Second, more important, is that even back 3 centuries, he knew how important it was to be precise as well as effective in speaking. So here at Toastmasters, we follow this exact same philosophy, which is why we have a predefined time limit for each of our sections. For the prepared speech section, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will share my screen and show this green slide. At 6 minutes, which is the mean time, I'll show it to yellow, and then 7 minutes into red. For the table topic session, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show the green slide. At 1.5 minutes, I will show the yellow slide, and at 2 minutes, the red slide. And for the speech evaluation, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, which is the minimum time, I will show the green slide. At 2.5, the yellow, and 3 minutes, the red slide. There is a grace period of 30 seconds after the red slide is shown each time to wrap up your speech. So I hope all the speakers strive to be within the allotted time limit. I will be back with my report towards the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya Avasthi. Now it's time to call our counter of today's meeting, Toastmaster Jyoti Kumari. Our counter, we can compare our counter like she is leading a role of Astra missile. Astra missile targets up to 80 kilometers. He is air-to-air missiles, and the specific feature of Astra missile is that he can target to non-visible things also. So in today's meeting, our counter will note every non-visible things in our speech. So best of luck, and I will welcome to our counter Jyoti Kumari to come on the virtual stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and good morning to dear Toastmasters. And well, today there are no guests, but it's very good to see people early in the morning in the meeting. So, talking about the defense of the motherland, actually, it's a very tightly knit system, and there is no scope for any chinks in the armor. And so, we have to be very careful about these chinks which appear in the defense system. Likewise, in a speech, when you have put in a lot of effort into delivery of the speech, the effect of the delivery can be hampered by these chinks, which we call as filler words. Filler words are mostly their ahs or ums or words, unintended words like so, then, now, okay, a short pause or a long pause. The effect of these filler words is that the delivery of the speech is affected. So I would urge everyone to minimize the use of these filler words so that there can be a very strong delivery. To minimize the use of these unintended pauses or utterances, it's one trick which can be used is that if we are taking our time to gather our thoughts, we can take a pause and then resume speaking without filling this pause with the filler words. So All the very best to all the speakers today for a very strong delivery, and over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti Kumari. Now it's turn to our language evaluator, Avisi Rathore. Toastmaster Avisi Rathore will deliver about language evaluator. We can assume that she is leading a role of Agni missile. Agni missile is a intercontinental ballistic missiles. Through this missile, we have 5 series, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Agni 5 can target up to 6,000 kilometer, means the whole Asia, mid-Europe, and some part of Africa. But a specific feature of Agni missile is that he has a multi-role. Means if you once launch, then he can target more than one sites, more than one places in a time. And similarly, our language evaluator has a multi-role. So I would like to invite our language evaluator that is discuss the roles.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for comparing me to Agni Missile. Good morning. I will be a language evaluator for today's meeting, and I will keep track of 3 things. Number 1, creative and good use of language. Number 2, improper and misuse of language. Third, I will note the use of the word of the day, which is gallantry. Gallantry means courageous behavior, especially in battle. It's a noun and it can be used as soldier was awarded a Victoria Cross for his gallantry. A number of Kargil war soldiers were earned awards for gallantry. The word of the day is in alignment with the theme, so make sure you use this word in your speech. And I will present my report towards the end of the meeting. Back to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Avisi Rathore. Now it's turn to our listener of the today's meeting. Today's our listener is Sanchit Gupta, Toastmaster Sanchit Gupta. And we can assume that he is leading a missile that is Akash missile. Akash missile is a surface to air missile and his range is 25 kilometers. But the specific feature of Akash missile is that he can target 1 to 5 aircraft. Similarly, our listener can ask any question to more than one members. Means he can target to more than one, at least 5 or 6, anything. So I would like to welcome and invite listener Sanchit Gupta to please come and brief their role.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aaron. One of the common reasons why we join Toastmaster community is to be a good speaker, to be a good communicator. But what we tend to forget is to be a good speaker, we have to be a good listener too. It's a two-way process. If you want people to listen to you, you should be expecting to listen to them too. So yeah, that's what my role for today's meeting would be. I would be jotting down all the tiny bits, details of the meetings, and let's see who all are actually sleeping today's meeting since it's Sunday morning, and who are actually listening and attending the meeting attentively. So I will come back when the General Vato calls me on the stage. Back to you, Toastmaster. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay Gupta. Now it's turn to come the prepared speech session. So we can compare our prepared speech session like Indian Army. In Indian Army, the combats are very trained and taking the interview and training from National Defence Academy Pune and then Indian Military Academy Dehradun and do so many and very hard labors and then put in the border and sensitive areas. Similarly, our prepared speech session has a time to prepare everything in their speeches and rehearsal previous the meeting. So the speaker of today's meeting, we have 2 speakers of today's meeting, and we can compare these to the speakers from our cruise missiles. Earlier to this, everyone was like a ballistic missiles, but now our 2 speakers is a cruise missile, and he has prepared everything, and so he will deliver their speeches by a very enthusiastic manner. So, but before going to our prepared speech session, I would like to invite our first evaluator, who will evaluate the speech of our first speaker, and that is our distinguished Toastmaster and our leader and our motivational everything. She is the Toastmaster Rolly Sinha. please, I request to please come on the stage and say something about it.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arun. I'm not a distinguished Toastmaster yet, but I'm still hoping that I soon will be. Toastmaster Ankita today will be delivering her icebreaker. It's a gallantry effort on any Toastmaster's part to take this first step. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Toastmaster Ankita Bhatia's speech length will be 4 to 6 minutes. I wish her all the best. Back to our Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Arun. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Oli Sinha. Now it's turn to our first speaker. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Ankit Bhatia. We can assume that she is leading a role of Nirbhaya missile. Nirbhaya missile is a cruise missile who can target up to 900 kilometers, and it is a subsonic missile and can target in very fast way. So today's first speaker is giving their icebreaker role. So it's the trend of Delhi One Toastmaster that after completion of their speech, we will respect her with a big applause in a standing manner after completion of their speech. So now I would like to invite our first speaker, Toastmaster Ankit Bhatia. The roar of resilience, Ankita Bhatia.
Thank you, Arun. I'll just do a quick tech check before we start. Okay, so can everyone see my screen, video, and hear me properly?
Yes, please go ahead, Ankita.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Ankita Bhatia, and today I'm going to talk a bit about my journey so far. So this little bubbly child that you see here was born on 8th June 1990 and was named Ankita by her father. I hardly felt anything good about this common name until I came across one of its rare meanings as the one who has auspicious marks, Akka Shubh Chinho Wali. I've been an avid nature and tea lover who keeps resorting to either of the two for getting some respite from the usual hustle bustle of life. I love collecting quotes, and the snap that you see here is from my diary, where I usually pen down this collection. My love for nature and getting back to the basics mentality often found me engaged into various kinds of activities with the Eco Club, art from waste, etc. So the pictures that you see here are from one of the awareness campaigns that is being currently leveraged by the Green Schools program. All this continued till about 2004, and subsequently 2005 was a tough year for me when I lost an integral part of my life, my grandfather. My life seemed very ordinary until the year 2006, when my 10th standard result was announced. I still remember that anxious morning from times when we struggled to even have a PC, let alone internet for that matter. I was totally blown away within few hours upon realizing that I had secured All India third rank in the CBSE results that year. I knew I had worked hard, but the reward was just beyond ecstasy. Just the usual engineering education and the job phase was there for some years on my platter after that. So I'll just fast forward this journey for 10 years and take you to a major turning point of my life. My marriage. A happy bride with gleaming eyes, having a lot of hopes for the upcoming phase of her life. But it didn't even take a month for my condition to change from this to this. Shattered, hopeless, questioning my destiny of what did I do wrong to deserve a hell like that? Trapped in the victim's mindset, trying to take baby steps to pull myself up, but finding myself back in the same rut again. So in the interest of time, I'll not deep dive into too many details here, but all this continued for a few years. And one fine day, when enough was just enough, and when I had no choice left but to make peace with my reality, I decided to at least make an effort to pull myself out of the hurricane I was trapped in. So I started focusing on whatever little positives that I had in my life back then to revive my dead soul. One such ray of hope in my life was IIFT. Even though my larger battle for justice still continues, I'm trying to hold on to these tiny rays of hope in my life. As much as I have been interacting with the people around me, I see so much despair, hopelessness, and helplessness, especially when it comes to matters like these. Of late, I've tried to engage myself with women leadership and peer support engagements through global communities such as Lean, etc. I think if I can help even one woman restore her trapped life or prevent herself from getting into one, my life will have its true purpose defined. Also, this intent was another reason to choose the effective coaching path at Toastmasters. So I'll finally leave you with my journey of resilience and this quote from Eric Greitens. No one escapes pain, fear, and suffering. Yet, from pain can come wisdom. From fear can come courage. From suffering can come strength, if we have the virtue of resilience. Thank you very much, my friends.
I would request to everyone to please switch on the camera and give a respect to our first speaker.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now I will please give your first speaker. Timer, please show the time guard after completion of feedback time.
Seconds are over.
Thank you. Now it's turn to our second speaker. But before going to our second speaker, I would like to invite our one of the youngest and our Vice President Education in the Toastmaster Bhavya Jain, to please come on the virtual stage and specify the project of the second speaker. Welcome to Toastmaster Bhavya Jain.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. So our second speaker for the day is Toastmaster Karthik. He will be delivering his level 5 elective project, Leading in Your Volunteer Organization. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note. The title of his speech is Tenure as Secretary in CEIS. The purpose of the project is for the member to apply the skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer organization. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience serving as a leader in a volunteer organization. All the best to Toastmaster Karthik. Back to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavesh. And now it's turn to our second speaker. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Karthik Misra. We can assume that Karthik Misra is leading a missile that is BrahMos missile. BrahMos missile is a cruise missile and supersonic missile. Its range is 290 kilometers. It's one of the fastest missile in the all over the world, and it's the joint venture of India and Russia. India is producing more than 2,000 BrahMos missile and will sell to other countries of 50%, more than 50%. So I would like to invite our Toastmaster, second speaker, Toastmaster Karthik Misra. Karthik Misra, lessons learned on managing online meeting. Lessons learned on managing online meeting. Karthik Misra.
Thank you, T-Mod. Actually, my speech has changed. Its title is Tenure as Secretary in CIS for Project Volunteering and Leadership in a Volunteering Organization. Thank you, T-Mod, for denoting myself to the BrahMos missile. I don't know my limitations, but you can sure motivate us with that great insight. I've joined in October 2019. I joined an organization called CEIS, which is Citizens Environment Improvement Society, based in Noida. It's an NGO which is committed towards environment improvement and promote recycling of biodegradable waste. And we are committed towards environment improvement and promote recycling of biodegradable waste. So the main motivation behind this NGO is like Noida Authority, which handles the operations of Noida, this city. Its adopted slogan is Clean Noida and Green Noida. Inspired by this slogan, a group of concerned citizens came together and formed an NGO called CIS, as I mentioned it earlier. It acts as a facilitator which bridges between authorities and citizens to ensure the most efficient process of municipal solid waste management. The objective of this NGO is to assist Noida Authority in management of the waste generated in township and to bring about improvement in the environment of Noida. This is some of the images of our work. Like this one is showing this rainwater harvesting soaking method in underprivileged areas with these underprivileged kids who act as a volunteer to us. And this gentleman shown is our president, Brigadier Kapoor. Next, this is the garden formed by us on a barren land which was not getting used for any purposes. And this is the awareness campaign and our contribution to the plastic wastage and plastic pollution. We created a plastic bags which can handle 10 kg of payload. This one is an school interaction session with the Vishwa Bharati School Noida students for awareness relating to environment through our prestigious treasure as shown in the figure. And this is the purifying plants made as shown in this different forms on the cupboard. And this is the newspaper articles which lauded us. This air purifier plant we named as Oxygen Bombs, which got recognition in a newspaper article in Times of India. And this one is a stall on a Noida flower show. We sold our own created plants and vegetables. This is the meeting of our executive committee It happens on every Saturday at 11 a.m. Exceptions in Corona, we didn't meet each other. He's an inspirational figure, Colonel Anil Chopra. He's 94 years old and acts like a young kid. This is the vermicompost session with two schools combined. We make them aware of soil, solar energy, and let me share my experience and things that I've learned as a leader and being a volunteer in this organization. First thing that I learned, first step is I got out of my comfort zone. Like in this Toastmaster meeting, I get out of my comfort zone. We usually greet our guest members at the initial of the meeting. We ask our mentors about our feedback. We interact. Other than this whole designated system of Toastmasters, developing soft skills. This is the same thing that I learned from Toastmaster, which I could be able to apply for organization. I could be able to interact to strangers. I could be able to propose our plans, our scope to the schools, companies, which I could be able to do before. Thanks Toastmaster for that and CIS for this opportunity. Next step, use opportunity and learn. The different opportunities which was unexpected and which can give me in a dilemma that I should do, I could be able to do it or not. I did it without thinking much and learned a lot from it. Next, networking, which is already connected to soft skills, meeting others, and Toastmaster. And next, experiment. My role as a secretary is to assist the respective president, vice president of this organization, and get to know all the day-to-day things relating to environment. And I had zero knowledge regarding gardening, the details of pollution, other than the reading stuffs which is shown in newspapers. These are the things, 5 basic things that I have learned as a leader and a volunteer in this organization. A challenge, which can also be called requirements of effective leadership in volunteering. First is forming relationships. Oh, my bad. Give me a second, please. Yes. First thing and first challenge is forming relationships. Relationship, not just emotional as well as professional. To do a task in a stipulated time, to do things for the shared goal which we need to follow. Ensuring that they are committed. Same applies to me. To talk to all the members, to be able to commit ourselves and to devote ourselves more and more as much as possible. Reinstate the objective and roles. Like in our Toastmaster meeting, every week, and since last 2 weeks, twice a week, we are preparing agendas, designating roles, speech slots, speech evaluation for the respective meetings twice a week. In the same way, the main requirement is reinstate the objective and role, or reinstate the objective, what to do next, what is required to be done at present, past learning from and apply these things for present and future. And roles, designate roles according to the requirements of the task. Next requirement, reward and recognize. Rewarding and recognizing is a very important aspect which keeps us motivated and keeps us more and more inclined to the task that needs to be done, and as well as organization. Leading volunteers by communicating, which is also related to relationship. Communicating, have up to date with day-to-day happenings from time to time, and keep in touch to do things. Repose faith in them. Like in Toastmaster, I joined Toastmaster in October 2018. I've been there for 6 months and then left, and then rejoined for 6 months and then left once again. I could be able to join Toastmaster, the Delhi One Toastmaster, thanks to the convincingness and helpful approach and friendly approach of the all respective volunteers. In the same way, in CEIS, all the volunteers, they are very much experienced, and all of them are pretty old aged. They had faith in me to elect myself, to make myself member of the organization, and even elect me to become a secretary. Even I don't know why. Giving volunteers a listening ear, which is a very good thing for feedback, getting to know about the stuff which is required to be done, and invest in volunteer program, investing time and energy, and as well as money if required, to run the organization successfully and to reap more and more benefits. The feedbacks I received is from the president is that Kartik Mishra is very proactive, discreet, though hardworking person. Next, from Vice President Amrita Kapoor, that I'm consistent, but create things functioning in a smoother. Maybe she's saying that I'm inconsistent. Next, I carry forward leadership of this organization by ex-secretary, and I'm an amazing individual to be the part of this organization by respected Teresa Commodore Avasti. I guess I'm exceeded the time limit. That's it from mine. Over to T-Mod.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kartik Mishra. Now I will request to everyone to please give your valuable feedback to our second speaker within 30 seconds.
Feedback link is given on the chat box. You can access and please give the feedback to the respective speakers.
Up. 30 seconds are up.
Okay, thank you. Now it's time to vote for our best speaker. Our two speakers are first Toastmaster Ankita Bhatia and second speaker is Toastmaster Kartik Jain. I would request to please vote for the best speaker.
Thirty seconds is up.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kartik Mishra. With this, our Indian Army system like prepared speech session has completed, and now it's turned to our Indian Naval system like table topic master session. So Indian Naval system, the officers and commanders in Indian Navy are working in very worst conditions. Like the officers spends much time on the ship, and the ship is moving in sea and oceans, etc. But he is ready to 24 into 7 to take the quick decision and very active. It's the similar like to our table topic session where the speaker has to take the quick response. So I would like to welcome our table topic master in today's meeting, Toastmaster Tito Matthew, that please come on the virtual stage and carry on and lead to our Indian naval system like table topic session. Over to Toastmaster Tito Matthew.
We need to ask Tito to unmute.
Okay. I will request to Tito Matthew, please unmute yourself and come on the virtual stage. So,
He is not picking up again the call.
Can I ask, request Toastmaster Ankur or Toastmaster Yogesh to just take this impromptu speaking session impromptu?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Uncle, you are.
Yeah, okay. Fine, so I'll be the table topic master for today.
Okay.
Let me first explain the role of table topics. So here in this role, we are trying to improve our impromptu speaking skills. And in life, there are many points in our life where we have to take decisions impromptu, and in those moments it is always good to have some idea or some thoughts in our mind, recollect them and then structure them within seconds so that we take the right decisions. So this session helps us in building us for those moments in our lives, and also in Toastmasters like today. So I would have a simple uh, session where I would request two of the members to talk on same topic, and I would like to hear from one person for the topic and another person against the topic, and let's bring different ideas on the table. So for the benefit of new members and guests, the time allotted would be 1 to 2 minutes for each speaker. The timer would show green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. And you have 30 seconds of grace period for doing it. So let me invite Toastmaster Yogesh Kumar and Toastmaster Bhavya Jain on stage to join me for this.
Thanks, Ankur. I'm so sorry I can't enable my camera because my laptop camera has struck. It is not
That's
opening.
okay.
So I hope my voice is okay.
Yes, that's okay. Your voice is very clear. So
Perfect.
let me start with you only first, Yogesh. You have to talk on the topic whether the budget allocated for our defense is appropriate or should it be or not. So you can choose which whether you want to talk for or against of the topic.
Good. Probably I'll go for budget, which is not okay.
All right. So your time starts now.
Okay. So thank you everyone and good morning, Toastmasters. The budget allocated to a defense ministry somehow is not appropriate or sufficient for each soldier or the person who is serving our motherland. The reason is that the wars that we have seen in past, like Kargil wars and the other wars, which is keep on happening on a yearly basis, maybe on a decade basis, are big wars. The soldiers which are died over there, their families, they are suffering a lot. As per the news on news channels, like I do not have a direct source of that, but I realize that the the fulfillment of serving their family is not happening properly because of insufficient budget, and somewhere there is also corruption into that. The amount that is allocated for such kind of people who are suffering from such kind of a disaster where their soldiers had died, it is not at the appropriate level. So those should be increased, and there should not be any corruption in between, I guess. So I think this is from my side.
Thank you so much, Yogesh. Very well put some points uh, that we should increase the budget. The job of Bhavya is a bit difficult to defend that the allocated budget in our defense ministry is appropriate as per government. So over to you, Bhavya. Your time starts now.
Budget allocated by the defense ministry by, by the government for defense ministry, I feel is appropriate because India is one of the top nations who spend so much on their defense, and I believe that we have a very strong defense system. Like taking the recent examples, um, like Prime Minister Modi had always done his best whenever there is any attack from neighboring countries. He has always done his best that we give a good answer to them, and the services offered to the workers who are in defense, the people who work there are very nice. Like they are provided good homes, they are provided canteens where they can buy stuff very low cost. So I think it is sufficient, and the government is doing a good job in giving funds to defense. But yeah, there are a few constraints, like the salary is not very high, but looking the benefits they are given, like health benefits, food benefits, residential, they are good, and in no other job these benefits are given. So I think it is sufficient. So yeah, that's all from my side.
Thank you so much. Very well defended the topic. And I would like to have a huge round of applause for both of our speakers, Toastmaster Yogesh and Toastmaster Bhavya, for listing out good points in their for and against for the topic. Now I would request Toastmaster Karthik and Toastmaster Sajal Jain if they can come on stage. So let me have some controversial topic for you guys. For Karthik, I would give you a topic for to speak for the topic, and your topic is: Has Rafael made India the one of the most powerful country in the world? Toastmaster Karthik.
Thank you, Ankur, for this title. the Rafale is a very good aircraft, no doubt about it. But I would laugh rather with the whole hula hoo happened in the media, in social media, regarding Rafale is like a Brahmastra of this Indian Air Force. There are 2-3 aircrafts, fighter aircraft, which are more capable and more destructive than the Rafale aircraft compared to the technical specification. One is F-35, in which is made by the USA, UK, and European nations, maybe Sweden or Germany, and it's owned by more 13 or 14 countries, Gulf countries, NATO countries. If anyone knows how many countries is under NATO, maybe in European Union and America, Canada, and Rafale, the deal which has happened with the Rafale aircraft, the deal was planned in 2003, and we are getting the aircraft from this year onwards, which had taken more than 15 years. So I don't know about the more details about defense procurement and all the things which is required to buy an aircraft. I guess the amount of money which was spent, equal amount of money can be sanctioned for research and development in future, because we are spending in defense for more than 70 years, and still in aviation wise, we are not creating much aircraft for our needs. So that's all from my end, and that's my views. Thank you
so much. So it appears that you disagreed with the topic that India has not become one of the most powerful, and there can be still a lot of things to do. So Toastmaster Sajal's job now would be to agree with the topic that Rafale has actually made India one of the most powerful countries in the world. Over to you, Toastmaster Sajal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ankur, for such an innovative topic. I guess Rafale has made India a powerful defense, has made India to a powerful nation, because Rafale is an Israel-based research organization, and it has helped. Like, we often say that it's better to globalize, it's better to learn from our neighboring countries or the world, because it brings its respective innovative resource and it's always good to go beyond our own limitations, because sometimes India is a third world country, so we don't have the resources right now that we can look into. So it's always better to have that technology from outside. We can learn from them, and we have been doing so from this many years. That some ways it can help, in some ways it obviously destroys the local producers and everybody. But for some things which we still need to learn, which are still for defense especially, that we can bring innovation in it. And I guess defense is a part of life, which often it's better to incorporate as many countries in it as possible, so we can actually have that peace made with those countries. If we isolate our defense, it would often look like we are actually having a war, which we are not. We are just having that. So that's it from my side.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sajal and Toastmaster Karthik, for putting forward your points very well. If I have time, Toastmaster Shreya, for 2 more speakers.
I think we were late a bit, but we can include one.
One, okay.
Yeah.
Then may I request Toastmaster Jyoti Kumari if she can come on our virtual stage.
Yes, Toastmaster Ankur, I'm here.
All right, Toastmaster Jyoti Kumari, this would be a very interesting topic to hear your views on this. My topic for you is there enough representation of all the segments of society in defense?
Well, can I request the tech master to switch off the recording?
Who is having someone? I think Arun is the co-host.
Karthik can pause the recording. Recording.
So I would hand over the stage back to our team or Toastmaster of the day. Before doing this, I would request if the tech master can have the polls for the best table topic speaker.
Actually, the polls has not been made. Please give us 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay, so
table topic
probably we
polls.
can have it afterwards. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ankur. And I think you are really a naval officer who is working in emergency conditions. And the similar here, there was an emergency condition in table topic session. Now it's turn to our speech evaluation session. We can compare it like an Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force has a strategical importance in our defense system. Means if the country has a good air force system, then he can convert their war into a victory. The similar thing is that if the speaker can improve the point of the evaluator, then he can complete and achieve their goals in a short period. So I would like to invite our Toastmaster Sajal Jain to please come on the virtual stage and lead our Indian Air Force system like evaluation section. Over to Toastmaster Sajal Jain.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arun. Let's have a huge round of applause for our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arun, and our table topic master, Toastmaster Ankur. And let's begin with the general evaluation section. Without Indian defense system, we can't protect the nation. And without protecting the nation, we can't improve the nation. Similarly, in a general evaluation section helps us to improve our communication and leadership skills. A general evaluation section in any Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 sections. The first section is in which the speech evaluators come and present their reports according to the objectives given by Toastmasters International. The second section is in which the auxiliary role players come and present their reports who have been keeping a track of the entire meeting. And the third is the overall evaluation of the meeting. It's often advised to follow CRCS approach, in which a commendation summary approach, in which the recommendations are fitted in between the commendations, leaving the speaker on a hopeful and inspired note. It's always better to give a summary at the end, so it gives a glimpse to the speaker as to where he or she went wrong and where he or she can improve. So let's begin with the first section of the general evaluation section, the speech evaluation section. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Roli, who would be evaluating Toastmaster Ankita's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Roli.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you. So our Toastmaster of the day unfurled the pages of her book of her life, literally when she shared the slides and showed her key life events. It was actually a delight to see the preparation that had gone into creating that set of slides. She had adopted a chronological structure which lends itself very well to an icebreaker. And I admire the faithfulness with which she adhered to that structure and brought it out in her slides. What I loved best was that she was showing, not just telling, what had transpired in her life. The slides lent a sense of credibility, but it also helped us identify, at least to me, the sharp contrast of the accomplishments and the adjustments that she has made without her dripping into a well of self-pity or demanding sympathy from us. I felt that that was very well done. It was a very well chosen option to have slides instead of too many words that somehow make us more emotional. I believe that while this preparation was extremely good, it also had a thin-edged sword that she was riding. It did not leave much room for body language, gestures, and that is something that most of us struggle with when we are using slides to display content. One suggestion that I had heard in one of the Toastmasters meeting was that we can use the slides as our virtual background instead of using them as a separate slide. So the attention of the audience stays on one screen and does not get diverted. Toastmaster Ankur had used this in one of his speeches very well. And this is the second speech where I felt that it could have been used very well because the subject of the slides was the speaker herself. I do believe that the vocal variety and the facial expressions need some work. There were some instances where I could catch on the potential of the speaker to bring in that level of vocal variety. But I think that a little more conscious thought, maybe more rehearsals, and maybe taking feedback from other Toastmasters or speakers could work better in the speaker's benefit for bringing in that level of vocal variety, which lends and supports the fantastic command over her language. I love the metaphors that she had to pull myself through the hurricane, positivity amidst the turmoil. Her claim for being a kudophile, that is a quote lover or a quote collector, was completely justified in my opinion and demonstrated her use of the language. I felt that the structure was very well planned. The preparation in terms of the slides was very well done. The vocal variety, body language, gestures, and facial expressions need a little more work. And if that is something that the speaker can take care of, the message that I'm taking away from today's speech would sit a lot better with me, that we have a lot of chapters in the book of our life, and not every chapter is full of joy. Some are full of transformation and pain, but these are the ones, like the speaker said, help us find positivity amongst turmoil, help us find the strength within ourselves, the strength becoming the wind beneath our wings and helping us fly no matter which storms we face. And I hope that the speaker continues so in her speaker's journey and in her personal life, just so as she has done until now. I wish her all the best. Thank you. Back to Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Roli. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Bhavya, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Karthik's speech. Over to you, Bhavya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sajal. Toastmaster Karthik delivered a very interesting speech about his tenure as a secretary in CEIS. I really liked the way the speaker explained about CEIS in the starting, as most of us don't know what is it. And he evoked an empathy in us towards environment and how we can improve it. Something I loved in the speech was the slides he used to engage the audience and his constant eye contact. As rightly said by Toastmaster Roli, he could have used this as his background so that we could more connect to him. A few recommendations I have that can help him improve more would be that the speaker exceeded the time limit by around 3.5 minutes. For that, he can practice the speech a few times by keeping a stopwatch so that he can be in the designated time limit. And if the speaker used pauses a few times while giving any message, it would go out very beautifully and I, as an audience, can absorb it better. The speaker included the feedbacks received and the requirements for effective leadership volunteering, which will help the audience in their future leadership roles. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik, for that. The speech was very informational and was aligned to the speech objectives. To summarize, it was a very good speech, having nice body language and audience engagement. A little more practice would help the speaker, and it was aligned to the speech objectives. So he would soon be a very spectacular speaker in the near future. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Bhavya. Let's have the ballots for speech evaluation. Let's have ballots for best speech evaluator. Karthik, can you launch? Let's have ballots for best table topic speaker as well.
I just
Shreya,
request everyone, yeah, I'll just launch it. Yeah, 1 second.
Can you launch it again? I couldn't vote.
Okay, so I'm going to send the number of votes secured by every speech evaluator to Toastmaster Sajal for preparing the certificates. Can you just let her know your vote? I know it won't be anonymous, but you can't reshuffle the entire. Couldn't vote?
No, for speech evaluator I have, but table topic speaker hasn't been launched, right?
I have, okay, I'll launch it again, probably. Okay, now can everybody vote?
Yes, now we can see.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it had closed suddenly. Maybe two of us.
Ankur, have you voted for best speech evaluator?
I'm sending it to you over chat.
Oh. So, should I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Yes.
And let's begin with the second. Let's begin with the second section of Toastmasters meeting, in which the auxiliary role players come and depict their reports. So first of all, I would like to invite Toastmaster Jyoti, who is the R counter for today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Jyoti.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. All in all, it has been a great meeting for the R counter because all the speakers have gallantly put in their effort and reduced the filler words. I would not be taking the names of all those people who have not used. Let me just quote a few of them which were used, few of the speakers who have used filler words because they were quite, there were actually a less number in this meeting. So the essay Toastmaster Karthik Mishra has used R twice in his essay address. The Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arun Gupta, used 3 short pauses and 1 repetition. Going ahead, the listener Sanchit Gupta used 1 R. The speaker number 2 used 3 R's, 3 short pauses, 1 long pause, which was because of a technical problem, and a repetition. The table topics master did an excellent job because he had taken up the topic actually impromptu and he used just 1 R. The table topic speaker number 1, Toastmaster Yogesh, used you know thrice, which he'll have to take care of. Moving over, Toastmaster Sajal, in including her general evaluation and the table topic speech, used 2 hours and 1 short pause. I would like to specially commend the break speech of Toastmaster Ankita Bhatia, because there was not even one filler word used. So overall, a very good effort, and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jyoti. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Avishi, who was the grammarian for today's meeting.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So I'll present my report. Toastmaster Ankita used a lot of good words, and she used words like avid, leverage. In the presentation, I could see a title of PPT was pseudophile in me. It means to describe someone who loves code. This word was even new for me. So thank you. Then she said reward was beyond ecstasy, bride with gleaming eyes. I see so much despair, journey of resilience. Then she used metaphor, pull me through hurricane. So she used a lot of good words and it was commendable. Apart from that, Toastmaster Karthik said equal amount of money can be sanctioned. Toastmaster Jyoti Kumari said women given equal chance to defense arena. Apart from that, there was some misuse of words like there was some grammatical error like auxiliary role players is, we should say auxiliary role players are because it is plural. Then I got to hear I could be able to, it can be said as I was able to. Then greet guest at the initial of meeting. I think at the start of meeting sounds better. And looking the benefits can be said as looking into the benefits. Apart from this, when we lost Tito, got to hear that Tito is not picking call Abhi. We can say Tito is not picking call right now because Abhi is a Hindi word. And Toastmaster Jyoti Kumari used the word gallantry. So thank you. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avishi. Next, let's hear from Toastmaster Sanchit, who was the listener for today's meeting. Over to you, Sanchit.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sajjan. So I tried doing something different. So I have divided everyone into teams. I'll just drop a message to your respective teams. I hope everyone can see their teams and their respective team members in the chat box. Can someone give me a thumbs up or something?
Yes.
All right, great. So how this quiz is going to start is like I'm going to ask a team a question. If they answer it correctly, they will get a 10 points. If they answer it incorrectly, they will lose 5 points. And the time allotted for each team to answer is 5 seconds. And to answer it, they have to either they can switch their videos on and raise their hands, or they can give a thumbs up. So that's how I know that they want to answer it. So I hope the rules are very clear. It's very easy. You get 10 points for correct, 5 points for negative, and 5 seconds to answer each question. And to answer it, you can either raise your hands or a thumbs up. All right. So first question is for Team A, which includes Arun, Shreya, and Ankita. So which NGO did Toastmaster Karthik join? I can't see the dispense.
CEIC. I don't remember.
Yes, that's, I mean, the letters are right, but the order is not correct.
CIEC.
CIES.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, Arun is correct. You get 10 marks for this. All right, next. Next is for Team B, which includes Yogesh, Jyoti, and Karthik. Just a second. All right, so where does Toastmaster Arun works? You don't need to prompt, you have to either thumbs up or a raise of hands. Where does Toastmaster Arun works? You got 5 seconds. All right, yes, Toastmaster Jyoti, you can answer it.
He works in the Defense Ministry.
Yes, correct. You get 10 points for this. All right, next for team C, which includes Sajjal, Avish, and Roli. Your question is, what is the name of the theme for today's meeting? You get 5 seconds for it.
Defense of our motherland. Defense of the motherland. DOTM.
All right, you correct. You get 10 points for the same. Next is for team D, which includes Bhavya and Ankur. All right, so yeah. So Toastmaster Shreya quoted a mathematician when she was giving an introductory speech. So can you tell which mathematician was that? Anyone? Toastmaster Bhavya and Ankur?
Bhavya,
All
you
right.
can go ahead.
Sorry, what?
I was saying, Bhavya, you can go ahead and answer.
I don't remember.
Okay, no problem. You get 0 points for this.
Are the questions transferable?
Yes. They will transfer to next team, which is team A, which includes Arun, Shreya, and Ankita. No, this can't be answered by because Shreya is already in this team. So Arun and Ankita can answer it.
Pascal.
Yes, Pascal, that's the correct one. You get 10 points for this. Next is for team B. Team B includes Yogesh, Jyoti, and Karthik. All right. Yes. So what is one hobby of Toastmasters Ankita? She likes to correct one thing. All right, time's up.
Can I? Well, I couldn't raise my hand because it was already raised. Can I answer?
Yeah, yes.
She loves collecting quotes.
All right, 10 points for that too. Correct. Next is, I hope I have time, right? Yes, I do have. All right, so next is for team C, which includes Sajjal, Avish, and Roli. This is again. Yeah. So was Toastmaster Karthik for or against the topic given to him on table topic session?
Against.
Great. You get 10 points. All right,
Sorry,
next.
Sajjal.
All right, next is for team D. Yeah. So Bhavya and Ankur, under which president was DRDO established? You're getting 0 points. You have to answer this.
And we get questions like agreed or disagreed.
I don't have any of like that.
You are given this difficult question.
It's not difficult. Okay, so you get 0 points again for this. Team A, Arun, Shreya, and Ankita. Arun, you can't answer it. Only Shreya and Ankita. All right, time's up. Next, team B, Yogesh, Jyoti, and Karthik.
Okay, I think there was a lead in.
Okay. Yes, you can answer it, Ankita.
Should I?
Answer.
Oh my God. So yeah, Ankita, you can answer. You did it first.
President Rajendra Prasad.
Sorry, what?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
President Rajendra Prasad.
No, that's incorrect. You get -5 for that.
What's the question? Please repeat.
The question is, under which president was DRDO established?
Radhakrishnan.
You can't answer any president now. -5 for that. All right, team C, Sajjal, Avish, and Roli.
Sanchit, you have no time now.
I don't have time. I didn't see the time. Okay, so that's it. We can conclude.
What was the answer?
Answer is APJ Abdul Kalam.
Oh.
10, 20, 15. So I'll just answer. I'll just give the results in the chat box. I have to calculate it. Okay. So thank you so much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanchit. Let's invite Toastmaster Shreya, who have been keeping a track of entire meeting through time. Toastmaster Shreya.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I'm glad to say that meeting started dot on time at 10:30 a.m. Sergeant in arms with the allotted time of 2 minutes 30 seconds was well within the time limit by taking 2 minutes 20 seconds. President took 45 seconds to introduce TMOD. PMOD in his intro took 4 minutes 48 seconds. In prepared speech section, speaker 1 took 5 minutes 20 seconds, where maximum time limit was 6 minutes. Speaker 2 took 11 minutes 2 seconds. He exceeded the time limit, which was 7 minutes. Coming to the table topic session, time allotted was 10 minutes, and I think everyone was within the time limit. General evaluator in her intro took 1 minute 15 seconds. Evaluators Toastmaster Roli took 4 minutes 54 seconds, exceeding the allotted time limit, which was 3 minutes. Second speech evaluator Toastmaster Bhavya took 1 minute 44 seconds, which was less than the time limit, but considering the grace period, she's qualified. Now our auxiliary role players. Listener took 6 minutes 6 seconds. Our counter took 1 minute 44 seconds. Language evaluator took 1 minute 53 seconds. And I can see I took 1 minute 17 seconds. So with this, I hand over the report. And also, I would like to say that I thought the role of timer is quite easy, but I think I totally messed it up. And thank you, Bhavya, for the backup. Thank you. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shreya. So let's begin with the overall evaluation of the meeting. Let's begin with S, Sergeant in Arms. So Sergeant in Arms Toastmaster Karthik, I would really like to commend his efforts as he started the meeting well on time, and he had a very smiling and enthusiastic face on a Sunday morning when we all are getting up and we are getting into the zone to attend the meeting. And coming to the president, Toastmaster Bhavya, she also had a very smiling face. What I felt was a bit missing was an inspirational story. Like sometimes the guests are not present, so you can fill that gap or void by telling us something inspirational or something about Toastmasters. But she was extremely well prepared when it comes to introduction of Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Arun. She even explained that it was the debutant role that Toastmaster Arun was playing. Coming to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Arun, I guess none of us could ever feel that it was the first time that Toastmaster Arun has taken up this role. He was energetic and very excited in the beginning and throughout the session, and that created kind of a boomerang effect. Like as audience, we became excited and energetic to attend the meeting, and he had a particular missile to introduce every role player. So it brought a smile to the role players, like whoever was coming up on the stage as well. And one recommendation was when he was telling us the introduction part, he said that I think DRT, Defense Research Development Organization, heads the research for Army. What I felt that these are the facts, so you can avoid the words I think. He had a perfect structure to the meeting. As the Toastmaster of the Day, we often forget to connect the meeting, but today I felt that the entire meeting was connected to the theme of the meeting. The gallantry efforts Toastmaster put were very much visible today, and there wasn't a single glitch in preparation. We often have glitches during the meeting, but that's something that is unavoidable. Coming to Toastmaster Ankita, Ankita's speech, Toastmaster Ankita had a very innovative introduction to her ice. Like I always love icebreaker, as you get to find the person behind the speaker, and the emotions, the vulnerability she showed was very strong and left us all like teary-eyed and inspired. And she fulfilled all the objectives of the speech. Toastmaster Rolly's, she had a very inspirational tone to the evaluation, which is applaudable because as it was an icebreaker speech, it is often recommended that the tone is motivating. And she also, I loved the idea that Toastmaster Rolly provided that we could use slides as the virtual background. Since this is the new normal, it is often better to leave some scope for this kind of innovation. Coming to Toastmaster Karthik, Toastmaster Karthik spoke on a very relevant topic. He shared his own experience. He even put the efforts, like the way he put efforts in every meeting. I guess Toastmaster Karthik, you are already a leader. What I felt, one recommendation for the speaker was that maybe a little bit less text on slides could be used, which was covered by Toastmaster Bhavya. And Toastmaster Bhavya used phrases like evoked and empathy in her evaluation, which actually made her evaluation like a normal speech. And the difference between what I felt that the difference between Karthik's and Ankita's slides were that Karthik's slides were a little had a little more text, although they both were well prepared and they had put efforts to speak on, like they remembered the whole speech. But if the text is less, that if the text is more, it creates a confusion for the audience to shift their focus from the speaker to the slide. If there are pictures more, we are able to listen to the speaker as well, but if there are slides, we often go on from slides to the speaker. So overall it was a very well prepared speech. Coming to our table topic master, Toastmaster Ankur, for I guess I speak for everyone when I speak this, that for table topic session, everyone has to speak impromptu except the table topic master, except today, as Toastmaster Ankur brought such an innovation impromptu, which is undoubtedly incredible. And he also covered the topics, like connected the topics to the theme. I think today we could all learn what a quality of a leader is. And I think the best table topic speaker should go to Toastmaster Ankur, since it never looked like it was an impromptu role. Coming to coming to the auxiliary role players, for the timer, I felt that the introduction was perfect. Shreya used a quote and she linked the quote to the, like she linked the timer's role to the theme. And it was a very good example to follow when she shared the screen on in her introduction in a very lucid manner, as it tells us that where we have to look upon time. In the last bit, it was a bit, the screen was frozen, I guess, the share screen, but she still told the time when the Toastmaster Sanchits was over. So I guess like she was very well prepared, so I didn't feel that you messed it up. So coming to the R counter, Toastmaster Jyoti, she in her intro, like usually the R counter tells us that what we are doing wrong, but today Toastmaster Jyoti also told us that why we need to improve it, because it acts as a glitch in our communication. She even recommended that a pause is better than a pause. Using a pause is better than using a filler word. And her report was perfect. Coming to Toastmaster Avishi, she was playing the language evaluator role for the very first time, and I would really like to commend her gallantry efforts for that. One recommendation was that if the word of the day could be an adjective instead of the noun, because gallantry, it's often like it's more comfortable for everybody to use it as an adjective. Uh, Although I loved that she didn't take names when she was telling the recommendations. It's often advisable that we don't take names while we are recommending somebody, while we take names when you're commending someone. And coming to listener of the day, Toastmaster Sanchit, he brought out a very interesting take to the role today. And I think it gives each one of us the motivation to be more innovative in our roles, think outside the box and do for different, uh, give a different take to a role. Overall, the meeting went very smooth and it was just one recommendation was that we can avoid chats while any speaker is speaking on the stage, as it acts as a distraction to the whole meeting. And it's true that you never know what happens in a Toastmasters meeting. Today we had many impromptu roles and many innovative aspects to a certain role, and we had amazing speeches today. So kudos everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sajal. We have seen that there are three structures.
Toastmaster Arun, I just the poll for auxiliary role players is left. I'm sorry. If you can have those ballots.
A poll is launched.
Thank you, Karthik. Over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sajal Jain. We have seen that. Yeah.
Sorry. Please continue.
We have seen that in Indian Armed Forces, there are three structures: Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force. And DRDO is supporting to our Indian defense. But DRDO is working on the research and development, but not producing. So the question is, who is producing such type of arms, missile, and everything? Department of Defense Production has been set up in 1962 for the purpose of manufacturing the arms and ammunition, and there are so many things in that areas. I'm giving the example. Defense Department Production has one ordnance factory board and 9 other central PSUs like public sector undertakings. For example, HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, is producing. There are so many aircrafts like LCA, Light Combat Aircraft, Tejas, and Sukhoi 30 MKI, and Hawk and Jet aircraft, and so many helicopters like Tejas, Dhruv, and so many. Similarly, Bharat Dynamics Limited are producing and manufacturing Agni, missile Agni, Prithvi, and Akash, etc. In the naval side, Hindustan Shipyard Limited, Goa Shipyard Limited are manufacturing so many ships. Even Hindustan Shipyard Limited has manufactured 174 shipyard, and this industry, this defense industry is not manufacturing only for defense and only for our country, but we are selling this in the so many countries, in the so other continents like Africa, in Asia. We are selling these arms to Maldives, Malaysia, Indonesia, and African countries. One important thing is that private sector are also involved in this, like L&T, Larsen & Toubro are also producing so many things. The trucks which are using in defense ministry and in the defense areas are manufactured by Ashoka Leland. So we all are doing this in private sector and public sector also. We are doing this. Thing is that the second important thing is that we have already included our females in the defense areas, and we are giving the commissioned, like girls are able to get the commissioned officer except combat. Apart from this, we are discussing about that we have three structure in the Indian defense system like Army, Navy, and Air Force. But we have already seen that there is a lacuna and there is a loophole in the coordination amongst the three. Means Indian Air Force, Navy, and Army are not in condition to cooperate each other during the war and during in adverse and emergency conditions. That's why the government has set up a Department of Military Affairs, a new setup in the Ministry of Defense, who is led by our Chief of Defense Staff. General Bipin Rawat is leading to this post, and the primary responsibility of this department and this post is to coordination amongst all these formations. So we can compare these things like our president of our Delhi One Toastmaster, who is coordinating to our all the members and guests before the sitting, after sitting, and even in executive committee also. So I would like to hand over our stage to our president, Toastmaster Bhavya Jain, to please come on the virtual stage and carry on this meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arun, for such an amazing meeting. I would request the Tech Master to please launch the polls for best role player. Yeah, everyone please cast in your ballots. Thank you for launching the poll. So in today's meeting, we don't have any guest, but we do have Toastmaster Yogesh Kumar, who is visiting our club after a very long time. So I would request him to please unmute yourself and provide any feedback you have and when we can see you as a regular Toastmaster. Toastmaster Yogesh, are you there?
Thanks, Bhavya. Yes, I'm here. Is my voice audible?
Yes.
Yeah, though it's a long time because tight schedule I have in my office. I'm handling other teams as well. So because of the limitation of the time, I'm not regular into the meetings, but yeah, hopefully soon, probably by end of this month or next month, I'll be regular. Though I'm attending the meetings on the Sunday, I'll be keep on attending this. If I get a chance on Fridays, then I'll attend those meetings as well. And about the feedback, yeah, meetings, going very smoothly every time. So as of there is no hiccups and there is no feedback from my side.
Thank you
I
so
think
much,
that's it.
Yogesh. Hope we
Thank you.
a lot in our meetings. So now I would request if the results are ready, we can share the screen.
Bhavya, just 1 minute.
Yeah, sure. Till the time we can have a group free, like everyone please turn on your videos. Karthik, Toastmaster Yogesh.
Sorry, my camera shutter of my laptop is not opening. It's stuck, so
Okay, no problem.
I'm sorry for that.
We can do one. Thank you.
So they are ready, I'll share it.
Sure.
So Bhavya, you will.
Yeah. So the best speaker of the day is Toastmaster Ankita Bhatia. Congratulations for your icebreaker.
Thank you, everyone.
So next we have a tie.
So the best player goes to Arun Kumar. Congratulations for your debutant role and getting a certificate. And next, Toastmaster Ankur Shrimali. Thank you so much for taking the role on the spot.
Thank you.
The best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Roli. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next is also a tie.
Best
See,
table.
next is not a tie, sorry.
The best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Jyoti Kumari. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The best auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Sanchit Gupta.
Thank you so much.
He was doing this role for the first time and was quite innovative. Congratulations. And the other best auxiliary role player is Toastmaster Avishi. Congratulations. She was also doing this role for the first time, I think. Congratulations to all the winners. Now I would officially end the meeting and thank you everyone for joining and hope we see you in the next meeting as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Everyone, have a nice day. Bye-bye.